Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dima, Mario Brothers music. So today, guys, we're talking about Anthony Davis, the talented forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. And I mean, guys, when he's healthy, they can win the championship. And when he's not, they don't make the playoffs. But anyways, he just came out with a particular story that says, well, Anthony Davis is worth $100 million. Give him a round of applause. But despite being worth that much money, well, he has to find ways to stay humble. Now, before I get into that, let me kind of relate this to you because you are black men and you are listening to my show. Many of us may not have $100 million, but we might have a few $1,000s. You know, we worked hard and we may have come from a family that didn't have so much. And so once you get to that situation, people come with their hands out, right? You have your friends, families, mama and daddy, Uncle Leroy, and, all the other people. Now, just like Anthony Davis, it's no different, right? You know, people come around and they see, you're doing very well. Well, what do they want? They want money. Cha-ching sound effect. And that's the same thing with Anthony Davis. He wants money. And just like you love your mother and I love my mother, well, sad music. I mean, mama is like, she's our goddess, right? She's our queen. I mean, we love our black mothers. Like, we just do. We love mama. She can't do no wrong. And we've worked so hard in our lives to get to where we want to be to help our mamas out. But then there's a downfall. Mamas and family members tend to want everything. So since you made it, they expect you to buy them the car. Cha-ching! Can I get a house? Cha-ching! Can I get another house? Cha-ching! And you're like, well, I can't say no because sad music. I love mama. Mama love me. I gotta give my mama everything. But then you start looking at your statement and your bank statement. You're like, shit, man, I'm spending so much money. My mom, my wife, my cousin, Uncle Leroy. It's crazy. And it's interesting because Anthony Davis's dad was trying to keep him to be humble with the money. Like, hey, listen, man, you're buying too much stuff. And let me just say this, stop the show. Guys, we all need that friend, okay? We all need that person in our life to tell us like, hey, listen, you're spending way too much money. And that's his dad. But his mom is always asking him for stuff. And so he talks about this one time, story time music. His mom came to him and she was like, hey, son. And he was like, no. And guys, that can be scary because how dare you tell your mama no, right? I mean, she gave you life. She sacrificed for you. But here's something that a lot of black men need to understand. Unfortunately, your mom or any of your family or friends, they don't understand what it takes for you to be who you are. They can empathize with you or sympathize maybe, but they'll never understand. Just like when I came to medical school, nobody could ever understand how hard medicine is unless they go through it, or undergraduate degree in biology unless you go through it, or running a business unless you go through it. The only thing they understand is whatever you're doing, it's money and they need to get it for free. But what about you? Who's going to take care of you? And see, as black men, a lot of us were looked at as a utility tool. Shout out to Dr. T.S. Johnson. And it's true. People are not really there for you when you don't have as much. But when you get it, you're supposed to give everything to them. And this is not just black American men. Guys, if you're from like anywhere in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, or if you're from Caribbean places, you guys understand what the culture is. You get very little, help or development sometimes. But if you are the one that makes it, everybody has their hand out. And you give them the money and they're broke again, right? It's not like they take that money and go get skills. No, they take that money and they spend it because they didn't work for it. So they just keep asking for it. And then you're like, you might as well just take that money and flush it down the toilet because nothing happens with it. You're just becoming somebody that makes them have they become a bill, right? And you're an enabler now. But your mom is no different, okay? And you have to live your life for yourself. You have to set yourself up for success. And if your mom can't understand that, I hate to say it, she can go. I've had this conversation with people in my family, and I've told them flat out, I love you, but I have a business. I have to take care of me, right? My life. Because if something happens to me, you don't have the money to take care of me. I got to take care of me. And the way for you to continue to be rich is you need your money to reinvest in what you're doing. I don't even care if you are a black woman listening to this, because you know what? We're going to be real, guys. I went to college with a lot of black women, and a lot of black women were in school doing the same thing I was trying to do, which was to earn, to take care of my family before I even had a family. Listen to that. Rewind, Nemo. So listen, I was in college trying to take care of my family before I was trying to take care of my family, which is one of the reasons why I didn't even go to medical school until I was 34, because I was trying to take care of my grandmother, my grandfather before he passed, my own mom. I was living at home at 34, trying to take care of my family. And guess what? It's never enough. You can give them $1 million and it's never enough. What you give yourself is always going to be enough, okay? And your family doesn't understand. They have to operate in the means, because if you were not there, they would still be okay. They would still find a way to support themselves. You are not their ATM, all right? If your family wants to go ahead and get into business, if they want to go ahead and get into school, if they want to be able to support themselves later, fine. That's okay for you to invest in that, in my honest opinion. But if you're going to be the person just handing out checks all the time for their own free spending money, they will do nothing with it. They will always stay broke. And just like I said with black women, I went to college with them, and they were going to school for the same reasons that I was. They were trying to make a way for their own mothers too. All right. And guess what? Once they started making 90, 100 grand a year, they were giving their moms $1,000 a month, and the mama was going around spending it on shopping sprees, getting American Express credit card debt, JCPenney's credit card debt, Macy's credit card debt, and it was the child paying for the mom's lifestyle while she was still mismanaging the money. Don't be like that. Don't let people use you. Okay? You need your money to fund your future. You need your money to reinvest into your business. Just like Anthony Davis, you only have a certain amount of time you can play basketball. You don't want to end up broke, buying mama and them Benzes, buying your friends and them Benzes and Range Rovers, because when you get broke, where are they? Nowhere to be found. And it's true. There is no love like a mother's love. But the one thing is this: you need your money for your own life. Okay? They got to get over it. You've worked too hard to get to where you're at. Only you understand the sacrifice to get to where you're at. You don't owe anybody anything. You didn't ask to come here. You're supposed to take care of your people, but they have to be a good steward of the money and what you're doing for them. And they have to show progress in why you're giving them the money so they can help themselves. You helped yourself. It's time for them to help themselves. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first content at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.